Hello, this is Mike Swanson. I run the website WallStreetWindow.com. And the odds are you're watching this video because you got an email from me telling you that it's up. Now, if you're not on my free email list, go below this video and you'll see a link to join. Because if once you're on it, you'll get from me an email before the market opens, my top trading ideas, commentary of the day, and links to all the key headlines you need to know. I want to talk with you today, though, about Tesla. Shares of Tesla, symbol TSLA, have now become perhaps the most important stock for people in the entire stock market. It might sound like a bold statement to make, but I think when I show you what I'm looking at, you are likely to agree with me and understand why. And that's helpful to figure out where Tesla's going and the rest of the stock market, perhaps. So I got to load up my screen so you can see what I see, and we can talk about the Tesla stock market situation. So this is Yahoo Finance, and yeah, you can see Tesla here. It's up 3% today. That's what it happens to be up today. But, you know, it's up 3% while the NASDAQ is up 1.59%. The Dow, the S&P up about 1%. So in other words, today, Tesla's up 3%. The S&P's up about 1%. Tesla's up 3 times as much as the S&P 500. That suggests one reason why people like Tesla, but why is it the most important stock for people right now? Well, take a look at this. Let me show you something. This is access. I'm in my Robinhood account right now. And when you have a Robinhood account, you can access this, their 100 most popular stocks. What this is all the stocks ranked in ownership of the number of people who own them. Tesla, number 1 on the list. What this means is more people that have a Robinhood account own Tesla than any other stock. Therefore, Tesla is the most important stock for people that have Robinhood accounts. Now, that is over 10 million people. And not only that, but on Fidelity, if you've got a Fidelity account, you can access this. It updates live, and what it shows is order flow. These stocks rank by the number of orders that they are receiving, Fidelity is receiving that day. Now, Fidelity is a brokerage house in which most Fidelity account holders have bigger accounts than Robinhood owners, but most of them are also individual self-directed traders. So you could say Robinhood is a little guy, over 10 million little guys. Fidelity, less than 10 million, but bigger players, bigger individual players. But just like the small Robinhood account person, Fidelity people are among Tesla typically is in the top 5 on this list every single day. It's been that way over the past couple of months. So some of these people, yeah, they're day trading Tesla, but a lot of them are holding Tesla. And Tesla has consistently held this number 1 spot on Robinhood for months. This isn't just something happening today, but something that's been really happening for almost a year now. So obviously, this is the most important stock for people. If Tesla were to go up even more than it has gone up, then people will make more money, and they'll be excited about that. If Tesla were to crash and fall, that would hurt more people than any other stock in the market. So one reason why so much interest has shifted into Tesla from other stocks is that there were several other stocks over the past couple of years that were also at the top of these 2 lists, most widely owned, most popular traded. And if you can guess what they are, I'll give you a hint. Think FANG. Over the past couple of years, these so-called FANG stocks have heavily weighted the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, and have been among the top performing stocks for both of those indices. We're talking about Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple also, and Apple is still on this list. Amazon, if we scroll down, is right there. Microsoft, right there too. Facebook, right there. But Facebook was once at the top or closer to the top. Now it's fallen, and it's not even in the top 10 here, right? Apple's still up there. But here's what's happened. Look at Tesla. This is Tesla stock chart today. But Facebook, it crashed. And people don't like to trade stocks that have crashed for momentum. You know, you're not going to buy Facebook if you're day trading the S&P and think, well, I'm going to buy something that can go up more, because this crashed. So it was once one of the most popular stocks to trade, no longer is. And the same is the story with Netflix, another stock that was in that FANG complex that crashed in January. And now both Facebook and Netflix are badly lagging the NASDAQ 100, badly lagging the S&P. And actually, they both started to lag before they crashed. That's always a warning sign in a sector or a stock if it lags the market averages. What you really want to be doing is trading and buying sectors and stocks that are beating the market averages. And Tesla is doing that. And that is one reason why so many people are attracted to playing it. That does not mean it's always going to do that. Does not mean I'm suggesting that you should buy it. As you probably know, Tesla is also a huge controversial stock. But there's one reason, you know, well, we'll get to the controversy in a second, but one problem is when something is the number one stock, you know, it relies on more and more and more people buying it. And really, there's only so much money that's going to go into that number one stock. Yes, it does help that it is the number one stock on Robinhood, because one of the things Robinhood traders do is they access this list. In fact, this is the main reason they pick out stocks, because Robinhood does not have stock scans. Robinhood really doesn't have a lot of information to help anyone figure out what stock they should buy or sell, but they have this list. And Robinhood account holders, they access this list, they see what's on the list, and they buy. They buy what other people are buying. And with Tesla at the top, so many of them just throw into Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. AMC got to the top and a year ago and has helped maintain that position, because more and more people, you know, they see it, they buy it, and so forth. That doesn't mean the stock's going to go up. You know, it can be, you can get to a point where all the money's in, kind of like a pyramid, and there's nowhere else to go. That's sort of what's happened to AMC. It's what happened to GameStop. It's the story of so many crypto coins. But to figure out when that moment is, when the top is in and the buying pressure is exhausted, so to speak, that's the correct technical trading term. No one can really predict that. But one warning sign from Tesla was last year, Elon Musk sold 10% of his shares. So he took some money off the table. I would not put all my money in Tesla when the CEO sells like that. And there are a lot of smarter critics than me of Tesla. And I'm not saying the stock's going to immediately drop or one should sell it now, but I will just point out the fundamental arguments against Tesla. Many of them revolve around valuation. Tesla has a $978 billion market cap. That's the figure you can see right here. Well, compare that to GM, which has a market cap of 64 billion and a PE ratio of 6.66. Well, you might shy away from 6.66 because it's the devil's number, but 6.66 is a much lower valuation price to earnings ratio than 194.68. So the valuations for Tesla are extremely high. It's worth more than 10 times what the other major automaker is worth. And it's worth the same amount more than GM and Ford combined. So Warren Buffett would not buy the stock, but traders who want to play momentum will buy the stock when it goes up 3 times as much on an up day than the S&P 500. It's a volatile stock. Yes, when the S&P 500 dips, it tends to dip a little bit more. But if you're playing a market rally, Tesla's a stock that a lot of people get into. And you can see that from not just me saying it, but from what the real data shows you right here on Fidelity. Tesla #2 most traded stock on Fidelity today, and the #1 most owned stock on Robinhood. Well, let me tell you how I like to buy stocks. I like to look for things that aren't on those lists, but are outperforming the markets now. Outperforming the markets tends to get something on the list and eventually rise up above it. But look for situations and sectors and stocks that are outperforming the markets that no one is really paying attention to. That suggests the masses have not caught on yet, and you can get in early in the game on something. And that's what I talk about in my videos. It's the type of stocks I own and so forth. In the last video, I pointed out that the stock I'm actually up the most on in my main large account is this one, Mosaic. And Mosaic is vastly outperforming the stock market average. It's even outperforming Tesla. You can see Mosaic has been going up in 2022, even though the NASDAQ and things like ARK fell. So, and it's not on those lists. And Mosaic is a giant fertilizer company, provider of that, and tends to go up with food prices and commodities, which it's been doing once again. And so it's an inflation play. It's in which I think is an underlying trend for the economy and the financial markets, a macro trend. That's what I look for. Things that are outperforming the markets, not everyone is in, that are linked to underlying macroeconomic trends. And that way I don't have to worry about, is this the top of the trend? And it's just going to start to fall on me. I'm not saying that's about to happen to Tesla, but it did happen to Netflix. It did happen to Facebook. And the stocks, if you're new to this, I've been doing this since the 90s, but many people are new. And if you have been in this game since 2020, since after all the lockdowns and shutdowns got in with stimulus money or just whatever, before that year, cannabis stocks were a red hot sector in the market. In CGC, Canopy Growth was on the top of that Robinhood list. It was in the top 5. I can't remember if it was 1 or not. Yeah, I think it got to 1 briefly, but it was at 1 for like in the top 5 for a year. And no one really talks about it anymore. They talked about it all the time in 2017 and 2018. And then, after 2020, it's now one of the worst stocks you could own. It's one of the biggest laggards in the market. And it's come from the, it's fallen from the top of the list heading to the bottom. So get things that aren't on the list yet or are in the lower part of the list moving up. Avoid the things at the very top of the list, or at least be careful about them. That's the way to put it. Be careful about them. Don't put all your money in those stocks at the top of the list. So I think you can see now, after watching this video, why Tesla is the most important stock in the entire stock market for people, and how I look at the markets and look for situations that are kind of unique that not everyone's talking about. So all that said, if you like this video and you think it's valuable and other people should get this information, hit the like button. If you want YouTube to send you the next video update I do, hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell, and YouTube will send you an alert as soon as my next video is up. And I might talk about things that I'm trading and owning in that video. So all that said, I'll talk with you later. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.